All right, get ready to be transported back in time because today we're doing a deep dive into a world of majestic castles.
Oh, castles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love castles.
Yeah, and to help us, we're going to be using an article from 10 Most today called 10 Most Beautiful Castles in the World.
Wow.
It was published online back on July 9, 2013, but
Yeah.
I think its picks are timeless.
Yeah.
But we're not just going to like read off the list or anything.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover like what makes these castles so historically significant,
Right.
visually stunning, and just plain
Oh,
fascinating.
what makes them so special?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to kick things off, let's start with a castle that I think practically defines fairy tale escape.
Okay.
Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany.
Ooh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, its name literally means New Swanstone Castle.
Oh, wow.
And it really does. Like if you see pictures of it,
Yeah.
it evokes those images of swans kind of gliding across like a misty lake.
Yeah, that's like a picture-perfect image right there.
Yeah, but there's more to it than just like a pretty picture, right?
Oh, absolutely. King Ludwig II of Bavaria.
Oh.
He wasn't just building a castle. He was crafting a world of like myth and legend.
Wow.
He was obsessed with Wagnerian operas and the romantic ideals of like chivalry
Okay.
and medieval romance. So Neuschwanstein was like his attempt to make those fantasies real.
That's so cool.
And it's no coincidence that it later inspired Disney castles.
Oh, yeah.
It taps into this like universal desire for beauty and escape,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
you know?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's like stepping into a storybook.
Yeah.
But let's go from fantasy to a place that's almost as fantastical, but in real life.
Okay.
Mont Saint-Michel in France.
Oh.
So this castle is built on a tidal island,
Whoa.
meaning it's cut off from the mainland at high tide.
Whoa.
Imagine that strategic advantage.
That's incredible. And the visual impact, too.
Right.
This like 92-meter rock just rising from the sea, topped by these soaring spires and ramparts.
Oh, my
Mont Saint-Michel wasn't just a fortress, it was a statement.
God. A lot.
It declared the power of like both the French monarchy
Yeah.
and the church because it was also a major pilgrimage site.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing to think that people still make pilgrimages there today,
I know.
alongside like millions of tourists.
Yeah.
But speaking of history,
Okay.
our next castle takes us back to the 11th century.
All right.
Hohensalzburg Castle in Austria.
Hohensalzburg.
Yeah.
It's a testament to enduring strength.
Hmm.
It's one of the oldest and best preserved castles in Europe.
Wow.
It's withstood sieges and just the test of time,
That's so cool.
perched high on a hill overlooking Salzburg.
Oh, wow.
Those massive walls and towers would have been an intimidating sight for any approaching enemy.
I bet it's 250 meters long and 150 meters wide.
Yeah,
That's a serious fortress.
absolutely.
It makes me think about like the sheer effort
Yeah.
that went into building these structures. From mountaintop fortresses to strategic strongholds, our next castle takes us to Wales.
Ooh, Wales.
Conwy Castle, built by Edward I during his conquest of Wales in the 13th century.
So Conwy Castle perfectly illustrates the link between architecture and power.
Oh,
Edward, I wasn't just interested in conquering Wales, he wanted to dominate the landscape itself.
wow.
So the castle's 8 towers
Right?
and strategic location on the Conwy estuary.
Yeah.
They weren't just for defense, they
Yeah.
were symbols of English dominance.
Mm.
He spared no expense, and it effectively served as his base of operations for his campaigns.
Wow, it's fascinating how a single structure could play such a significant role in shaping history.
Totally.
Speaking of strategic locations,
Okay.
Kilkenny Castle in Ireland,
All right.
situated on the River Nore,
Okay.
is another example of a castle designed to control like key routes and resources.
Yeah.
I'd love to visit that one someday.
Kilkenny Castle is a great example of how castles evolved over time.
Yeah.
It started as a Norman fortress in the 12th century, then transitioned into this grand residence for like powerful families.
Oh,
Today, it reflects centuries of architectural styles and like historical layers.
so it's not just a static relic.
No,
It's a living record of the past.
exactly.
That's what's so captivating about castles.
Totally.
Now get ready for this one.
Okay.
Prague Castle in the Czech Republic
Yeah.
is one of the largest
Wow.
and oldest in the world.
That's crazy.
I know.
Prague Castle is truly awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
Its history stretches back to the 9th century.
Wow.
And it's been expanded and modified over the centuries,
Okay.
reflecting like the changing needs and ambitions of its rulers.
Makes sense.
It's a complex of palaces, churches, gardens, and government buildings, all enclosed within those massive walls.
It sounds like a city within a city.
It really is.
From vast complexes to picturesque medieval charm, our next stop takes us to Bodiam Castle in England.
Okay.
I've seen pictures. It's like something straight out of a storybook.
Yeah.
The symmetrical design, the moat, the drawbridge.
It's picture perfect.
Yeah.
Bodiam Castle is a great example of like a late medieval castle designed for defense.
Okay.
That moat wasn't just decorative, it was a serious obstacle for any attackers.
Right.
And that drawbridge would have been raised each night, isolating the castle from the outside world.
Wow.
It really brings to life those images of like medieval sieges and battles.
Yeah, and speaking of castles that bring history to life, our next stop is Windsor Castle,
Ooh.
the actual residence of the British royal family.
Wow.
Imagine living in a place where, like, every room is steeped in history.
It's pretty amazing.
I know.
Windsor Castle beautifully represents that continuity of tradition.
Hmm.
While it's still a functioning palace, it also holds architectural significance and echoes centuries of royal history.
Wow.
It's this fascinating blend of past and present.
Now let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
to a castle with a bit more mystery.
Ooh, I like mystery.
Miranda Castle in Belgium, also known as Noisy Castle.
Noisy guy.
Yeah, it's got a fascinating history and somewhat haunting presence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Built in 1866, Miranda Castle has a more recent history than some of the other castles we've discussed.
Okay.
Maybe it's the grand scale, the ornate details, or the fact that it was abandoned for years, but it definitely has this air of melancholy.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
And finally, we journeyed to Spain for a castle that looks like it sailed straight out of a fairy tale.
Okay.
The Alcázar of Segovia.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Imagine a castle shaped like a ship, perched atop a rocky crag with stunning views of the Spanish countryside.
Oh my gosh. The Alcázar of Segovia is a testament to architectural ingenuity.
Yeah.
It's been a fortress, a royal palace, a state prison, and even a military academy.
Wow, all in one.
Yeah, each phase has left its mark, blending styles from Romanesque to Gothic to Renaissance.
Really?
It's a truly unique and visually striking structure.
Absolutely. And did you know the Alcázar of Segovia was one of the inspirations for Disney's Cinderella Castle?
Oh, wow, really?
It's incredible how these castles from centuries ago still capture our imagination.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the enduring power of architecture to inspire and transport us. Now, remember how we mentioned the comment section of the 10 Most Today article?
Yeah.
There were some strong opinions about which castles deserve to be on the list.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, Ulla Wayne thought English castles got a bit of a raw deal.
Right.
They felt that grand estates like Castle Howard or Blenheim Palace should have been included.
And then there were those like Craig 15 rovers who passionately defended the beauty of English castles,
Oh, yeah.
mentioning Windsor Castle and Bodiam Castle as prime examples.
Oh, interesting.
It just goes to show how subjective beauty can be, especially with something as grand and historically rich as a castle.
Absolutely. What one person finds charming, another might find austere.
Right.
But that's what makes these discussions so interesting, right?
Exactly.
Everyone brings their own perspective and experiences to the table.
Exactly. And it reminds us that these castles aren't just static objects. They're vessels of history, shaped by the people who built them, lived in them, and fought over them.
Yeah. Speaking of different perspectives,
Okay.
some readers, like Scout and Anna, felt that the list should have included castles from other parts of the world,
Oh, like where?
like Sintra's Palácio de Pena in Portugal.
Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures of that one. It's stunning.
I haven't seen that one myself,
Yeah.
but I've heard it's stunning. A real blend of architectural styles with like vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Makes you realize how many incredible castles are out there just waiting to be discovered.
It really does. And each one has its own story to tell, its own secrets to uncover. But I think what struck me most about those comments was how passionately people felt about these castles.
Yeah.
It's as if they represent something deeper than just bricks and mortar.
I think you're right. They tap into something primal.
Yeah.
A fascination with power, beauty, history, and maybe even a bit of fantasy. They make us wonder what it would have been like to live in those times, to walk those halls, to witness those events firsthand.
Exactly. They offer us a glimpse into another world. A world of knights and kings, of sieges and battles, of grand feasts and courtly intrigue.
Ooh. And speaking of those different worlds,
Okay.
it makes you wonder, what will people say about the structures we're building today, centuries from now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, will they see our skyscrapers as modern-day castles, symbols of ambition and power?
It's an intriguing question. Will they marvel at our technological ingenuity or question our choices?
Right.
Will they see beauty in our designs or lament the loss of something more human scale?
It makes you think about the legacy we're leaving behind.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not just in terms of physical structures, but also in terms of the stories we tell,
Yeah.
the values we embody, the impact we have on the world.
I think that's a powerful takeaway from exploring these castles. They remind us that every structure, every creation tells a story. And it's up to us to shape those stories, both for ourselves and for future generations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of castles, I hope you're leaving with a sense of wonder and inspiration.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because whether it's a medieval fortress or a modern skyscraper, architecture has the power to connect us to the past, ground us in the present, and shape the future.
But before we sign off, I want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay.
Of all the castles we've discussed, which one captured your imagination the most?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. What was it about its design, its history, or its overall essence that resonated with you? Was it the fairy tale romance of Neuschwanstein?
Yeah.
The impregnable strength of Hohensalzburg?
Yeah.
Or maybe the haunting beauty of Miranda Castle?
Each of these castles offers like a unique glimpse into the past,
Yeah.
a window into the minds and hearts of the people who created and inhabited them.
And I think that's what makes exploring these castles so rewarding, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just about admiring their beauty or marveling at their engineering.
Right.
It's about connecting with the human stories that are woven into every stone.
Those stories of ambition and conflict, of love and loss of faith and ingenuity,
Yeah.
they remind us that even though centuries separate us,
Right.
we share a common thread of humanity with those who came before us.
It's almost like these castles serve as a bridge between the past and the present, allowing us to step back in time and experience a world that's both familiar
Yeah.
and utterly different from our own.
And in doing so, we gain a deeper appreciation for our own place in the grand tapestry of history.
Yeah.
We see how the choices made by those who came before us have shaped the world we live in today.
And perhaps more importantly,
Yeah.
we're inspired to consider the legacy we're creating for future generations. What stories will our buildings tell?
Right.
What values will they embody? What impact will they have on the world?
Those are questions worth pondering.
Yeah.
Because just like the builders of these magnificent castles, we have the power to leave our mark on the world, to create structures that inspire, challenge, and endure.
So the next time you see a picture of a castle,
Yeah.
or even better, have the chance to visit one in person,
Ooh.
take a moment to really soak it in.
Yeah.
Imagine the lives that were lived within those walls.
Yes.
The battles fought, the dreams realized.
Let your imagination soar as you picture knights in shining armor,
Ooh.
grand feasts and courtly dances.
Yeah.
And remember that behind every stone, behind every turret, there's a story waiting to be discovered.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into the world of castles.
Wow, what a journey.
I know. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yeah.
keep questioning,
Uh-huh.
and keep those imaginations soaring.
See ya.